Okay, here we are, Las Vegas, WebmasterWorld Pubcon 2007. And with me I have Melanie Mitchell of AOL's Vice President of Search. What in the world, Melanie, does a Vice President of Search for a major corporation like AOL do?
Well, there's actually two parts because I'm responsible for organic search and paid search. And the way that we handle these is a little bit differently. Because the way I look at organic search, because our company's so large and we have 70 plus different channels of products and 10,000 employees, there's no way that we could handle SEO in a small group. So the way I look at it is SEO is everyone's responsibility. And so we look to make sure everyone understands what their role is, what they need to do, how they need to do it, and when they need to do it.
Sure.
Because even if you're CEO, you still have that responsibility, since our new business is to drive web traffic in now that we're no longer focused on membership.
Okay.
But with paid search, we actually centralize the budgets, and it's a smaller group. And the reason why we do that is because we have so many channels and properties that it makes sense when we look at the company holistically to understand what is in the best interest of the company. Where can we make the most money? Where do we drive the most engagement? How can we really, have an impact on the bottom line? So, say for example, different channels have budgets. If we wanted to move money from music to MapQuest, for example, music's not going to be too happy about it if it's their budget.
Right.
So by centralizing this budget, we're able to make it very fluid and much more effective than we would if individual channels had their budgets.
Wow. So what are some, or what's one or two significant challenges and accomplishments that you've been able to go through, I guess, in your time?
Well, one of them I think is a bit unique to AOL because it was around for about 20 years before they decided to change the entire business model to something new. And that part was really helping folks understand the power of the web and what they could really accomplish by talking to new visitors out there of what the quality of AOL content brings to the table and the quality of some of the products, rather than just focused on the overall membership and that guaranteed revenue stream. So it's really getting people to understand, how do you then become from this, what I consider a push company, where you're just pushing content out there, where you have that revenue stream, to this pull company, where you're really trying to understand, what do people really want, and providing that value. So that was a challenge. But the other challenge really was, you have 10,000 employees and no direct responsibility into you, and the job was really more influencing an organization to, get that buy-in that this is something we really need to get into the company's DNA. So having them understand that, and then getting folks to, be trained and educated on SEO and best practices and how they fit into the organization, as well as get the executives to understand that we need to put the accountability back on these folks that have, basically the big impact on the bottom line. So part of that was saying, okay, if we're really serious about this, here's what we have to do, but we also have to, have it a material impact on the folks. So maybe it's a case of tying in certain results to people's bonuses to hold that accountability and reward them for actually, making progress.
Money talks, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
Okay, super. So what's the last question? What's your favorite thing about Pubcon?
Well, one of the things I actually love about Pubcon is the quality of people that attend Pubcon. I really think this is a very forward-thinking group that, it's beyond just the 101 type of things. They're really thinking about what is the next step and how is the world evolving. And, it's about search, but it's also about online and social media and how they all fit together and what can we do and how can we make everything better for the company. So that's what I really love, is the conversations that happen and kind of the idea generation that occurs amongst the different groups.
And the fact that it's in Vegas doesn't stink either, does it?
No, it doesn't really
That's
stink.
not bad. Okay, all right, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.